We might even make this a drinking game. It's Europe versus a new world. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are so close to the end of the season. Even I'm excited. So a little fun fact before we start this video. I actually used to work on ships, and this title brought me so many memories because the title is Stars and Stripes. Yes guys, once again we are talking about another episode of the Netflix documentary series Drive to Survive from the Formula One. With you, your server, Manena Manotu. Let's get started. Let's just start with a little strong phrase, shall we? You know how much I love my quotes? This one is by Buxton. It's Europe versus a new world. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? That's right. Every single team in the Formula One versus Haas. They are pretty much the only American team on the grid, and they've been very, very new. They've only been competing in the Formula One for 3 years. They actually started their career in NASCAR and Indy. That's exactly how Guenther Steiner puts it. Racing in the United States is in their blood. First with NASCAR, then with Indy, and now with the Formula One. So as we've been talking, Kevin Magnussen and Romain are actually the drivers of the Haas team. They've been with the Haas team ever since Haas entered the Formula One. Haas. I said it way too many times. We might even make this a drinking game. Every single time I say the word Haas, we drink. Oops, I don't have my drink. So Haas's direct competitor is Renault, so it's French royalty versus raw American power. Or at least that's what Buxton likes to say. Here it's the ultimate battle for 4th place. Midfield track. Who is going to be the winner? If Haas actually did end up in 4th, this would be a major milestone for them since they are so new in the Formula One. So we can see a little bit of how Kevin Magnussen races on a NASCAR car. It's pretty intense. But the way he put it, working for the Haas team, which is part of NASCAR and Indy, as I mentioned before, this kind of team works for him. Some Formula One teams go racing with money, other Formula One teams go racing with their hearts, which is actually the team he feels he fits in. And Guenther adds that Haas is not racing for commercial reasons. So in other little news, there's another feud between Nico and my favorite bad boy, Kevin Magnussen. They have hated each other for a long time. And everybody thinks that one of the main reasons is because Renault didn't really fight for Kevin Magnussen to stay in the team. They actually quite just replaced him for Nico. So the Haas boys are kind of doing all right. On the other hand, Renault feels a huge amount of pressure on actually winning 4th because they don't only owe it to Renault team, but they also owe it to the French people because Renault is partially owned by the state. So if we talk a little bit about our main protagonists of the episode, Nico, as Buxton likes to say, is a champion in waiting. On the other hand, Cyril Abiteboul says that Nico definitely has world champion material as long as he's in the right car. They don't know if they've been able to achieve it, but they really do trust him a lot because they just keep him on the team forever. So what Will said is actually referring himself to how Nico used to win so many championships. He was a legend in the Formula 2 and the Formula 3, karts, whatever. He used to win so much. And he's pretty much the only driver who has never been in the podium in the Formula One. Talk about stressful. But on the other hand, he has a lot of support from his team, and Nico and Renault are kind of like a partnership, which is pretty great. On the other hand, Haas has a Ferrari engine. They started as the underdogs, and now they're tough midfield competitors. So the episode ends with the Formula One taking place in the Austin circuit. As we all know, each team is strong, or each driver is strong either in their home country team or their home country. In this case, Romain and Kevin are huge in the United States because the Haas team is American. But what happens? My poor little Romain got out of the race in the first lap because, you guessed it, he crashed. As for Kevin, he was trying so hard to beat Nico. This is one of his personal achievements, and he was doing great. Nico's car was actually having a lot of technical difficulties, especially with the tires, but he also feels this great pressure to beat Kevin Magnussen, so he just tried pushing. And then Nico had to go into the pit boxes, and that was Kevin's moment to shine. Kevin went from 11th to 6th in no time. He actually overtook Nico Hülkenberg, but then Kevin had to go into the pit boxes, and this was when Nico actually passed him. Kevin tried so hard to overtake Nico again. Unfortunately, this wasn't possible. Nico finished in 6th, which as his personal victory, he felt like he finished in 1st because he actually beat Kevin Magnussen. On the other hand, Kevin finished right after Nico, which was a major frustration for him. And in the end, Renault ended up finishing in 4th place. Renault is working really hard to win more world championships like they used to. But will they actually be able to achieve this? As in for how the drivers are standing today, who do you think will finish in 4th? Daniel Ricciardo, Checo Perez, or Charles Leclerc? I would love to know all your answers and see you again next week with another episode of Girl Talks Formula One.